Okay, so you're probably thinking another day, another tech headline, right? But trust me on this. This one's different. We're talking about tech that could actually give sight to the blind.
Not just improve vision, but actually, yeah, like really seeing for the first time ever.
That's the kind of buzz Neuralink's been stirring up with this whole Blindsight thing, and we're gonna, well, dive deep into
It's
it.
a brain implant, by the way.
Right, exactly. And we've been digging through articles, tech forums, even a few, let's call them leaks to get the real story.
Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of speculation flying around, but when the FDA gives something a breakthrough device designation, you know there's real potential there.
That's what caught our eye, too. I mean, that's not just some rubber stamp. That means they see something big.
It cuts through so much red tape, basically fast-tracks the whole development process.
Yeah.
So yeah, the FDA is definitely paying attention.
Big time. But, okay, let's back up for a sec. What exactly is Blindsight? We're talking about a brain implant, right? Not some fancy laser eye surgery.
Nope, completely different. This is about bypassing the eyes altogether. Think about it. If the optic nerve's damaged, it doesn't matter how good your eyes are.
Makes sense.
Blindsight is about sending signals directly to the part of the brain that processes sight, the visual cortex.
So, like, creating a new pathway for visual information to get where it needs to go.
You got it.
Wow. Okay, so how does that even, like, how do you even begin to do that?
Well, think of it like this. The brain runs on electrical signals.
Right, yeah.
So Blindsight is designed to tap into those signals, kind of translate them into a language the visual cortex can understand.
Okay. Now, I keep seeing this comparison to Atari graphics, and I have to admit, it made me laugh.
Right. Not exactly high def, but it gets the point across.
Exactly.
We're not talking about giving someone perfect vision overnight, at least not yet. This is about restoring basic sight, those fundamental building blocks.
So things like recognizing shapes, knowing where you are in a room.
Yeah, that's the idea, giving the brain a foundation to build on.
It's like starting with a rough sketch, and then over time, you start filling in the details, getting more and more refined.
Exactly, and that actually brings up one of the big unknowns right now, color.
Oh, right. Yeah. Can Blindsight even do color?
That's the million-dollar question. And if it can, how? Think about it. If someone's never seen color before, how do you even begin to, how does the brain even process that?
Whoa. That's kind of blowing my mind a little.
It's wild. It makes you realize how much we take our senses for granted.
Totally. And it also kind of makes you think about all the stuff we still don't know about the brain, you know?
Absolutely. Like, how adaptable is it? How much can we actually rewire things? It's exciting and a little bit like, whoa, at the same time.
No kidding. Speaking of pushing boundaries, Blindsight isn't Neuralink's only thing, right? They're doing that stuff with helping paralyzed people, too, yeah.
You're right. Blindsight's just one piece of this much bigger picture for Neuralink. It's all about brain-computer interfaces, really.
Right, right. Like, eventually we'll all be controlling our computers with our minds. Sign me up.
Well, maybe not quite yet, but you're getting the idea. Think about the potential. Paralysis, locked-in syndrome, even just communicating without needing words.
It's like, whoa, straight out of sci-fi. But I mean, it's not all sunshine and roses, right? Like, ethically speaking.
Exactly. This is powerful stuff, and it's not something to take lightly. We have to think about the consequences, the unintended ones, too.
Yeah, for sure. But okay, let's reel it back in for a sec. As cool as all this sounds, we're still talking about the future here, right? Blindsight's not exactly ready to roll out tomorrow, is it?
Sadly not. FDA breakthrough designation's huge, don't get me wrong. But it's still going to be a while, years probably, of research and testing and all that.
So no cyborg eye appointments just yet. But hey, a few years is nothing in the grand scheme of things, right?
Right. I mean, think about where we were even just a decade ago. This stuff was pure science fiction back then.
Totally. And now it's like we're actually on the verge of, like, rewriting what's possible.
It's huge. And that's where things get really interesting, Because if we can restore sight, what's next? Where do we draw the line?
Whoa, yeah. Like, do we start talking about giving people, like, superhuman vision, seeing in the dark, that kind of thing?
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But it also brings up all sorts of ethical questions, right? Like, who gets access to this tech? Who decides what's considered normal vision?
Okay, now my head's really spinning.
Right. It's a lot to unpack. And these are conversations we need to be having now, not down the road when it's too late.
For sure. But hey, that's what we're here for, right? To get those brainwaves buzzing?
Exactly. And hopefully give everyone some food for thought.
Totally. So for anyone listening who's like, okay, I need to know more about this Blindsight thing, where should they go?
Neuralink actually has a patient registry on their website, which is a good place to start. You can sign up for updates, find out about trials, all that good stuff.
Very cool. So yeah, if you're listening and you want to be on the cutting edge of, well, the future of sight, head over to their website. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into Neuralink's Blindsight. But don't worry, we'll be back soon with another deep dive into a completely different topic. Until then, keep those brainwaves buzzing.